Hello everyone and welcome to my channel.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
My name is Amisha Rana. You must be thinking कि अब ये कौन सा नया channel है?
क्या मैं पूछ सकता हूँ ये सब क्या हो रहा है?
नहीं.
Well, let me tell you, the channel is not new, but the outlook is. This channel will focus on language and literature and the things that revolves around it. The major focus of this channel will be linguistics and getting into its tiny little details. So now, what is linguistics? Well, linguistics is simply the scientific study of language. It is not the scientific study of a language because that would be grammar. Linguistics is simply the scientific study of language. बात तो सिंपल है, सही भी है, बट अगर किसी आंसर शीट में बस इतना लिखा तो उसके मार्क्स तो नहीं मिलेंगे. So let's dig a little deeper and see what the subject actually is. Linguistics is the scientific study of language. True. For linguistics, language is like the object of study. अब एक language object कैसे बने? Well, it's a very difficult question to answer. Language की formal study तो 300 BC से चलती आ रही है. हाँ, approaches और trends तब के और अब के काफ़ी अलग थे, काफ़ी अलग हैं. But formal study तो चलती आ ही रही है. For example, पहले के टाइम में language was used as a tool to explain the mythological, metaphysical entities of God or spirits or something like that. I don't believe that language is limited to that anymore. When we talk about linguistics, its evolution goes hand in hand with the revolution in philosophy of science because being scientific has always been appreciated. इस फील्ड का टर्निंग पॉइंट आया 18th सेंचुरी के एंड में when William Jones suggested that Latin, संस्कृत और ग्रीक इन तीन लैंग्वेजेस में कुछ हिस्टोरिकल कनेक्शंस हैं. This revolution paved the beginning of a new branch called Comparative Linguistics, which looked for similarities between languages and also suspected that there is a common mother language. As in, एक common language जिससे सारी languages निकल कर आई. Cool, right? And इस approach का सबसे ज़्यादा influence हुआ historical linguistics पर. Remember that this was the time when Darwin's theory of evolution was getting widespread acceptance. So इसी चक्कर में जो भी evolutionary approaches थी, that became the dominant theoretical perspective among the scientific revolutions. When it became evident that most of the European and most of the West Asian languages are from a common mother language, बहुत सारे laws निकल कर आए. Graham's law, Werner's law, to account for these revolutions. Century का end आगे आते they were replaced by Neog Grammarians. अब Neog Grammarians कौन है? They are like the dictologists जिनका focus contemporary languages पर था. Contemporary languages as in modern languages जो उस type modern languages. Comparativists, on the other hand, focus on the dead languages. This was one major difference. Now, with a book published in 1916 named Course in General Linguistics, Ferdinand de Saussure is a very influential person in the field and we will be discussing about him a lot more in the coming videos. He prepared the way for structural linguistics. Saussure ने field he redefined them. He drew a line separating diachronic and synchronic studies. So basically diachronic study, that is the historical study, उससे focus synchronic study पर लिया.
आप क्रोनोलॉजी समझ लीजिए.
उस टाइम का dominant philosophy among the scientific community was empiricism. This is the definition of empiricism. Linguistics was not an exception. अपने focus को peripheral issues से हटाकर it shifted it to systems underlying speech. In the US, These developments led linguistics to pay far more attention to the indigenous languages of America. Franz Bayes is considered as the father of American linguistics. दो और towering figures निकल कर आई थी American structuralism पे, named Sapir and Bloomfield. Very important names that we will be discussing in the later videos. Sapir stressed on the influence of language on the thought pattern of people, and Bloomfield nourished the field with his methodological approach, thus adding a flavor of science into the field. Science makes things better, I guess. ब्लूमफील्ड से पहले अमेरिकन लिंग्विस्टिक्स जो था वो साइकोलॉजी और एंथ्रोपोलॉजी फोकस्ड था. It was Bloomfield who disentangled linguistics from the claws of psychology. His legacy was continued by Charles Chsky, Zelig Harris, and many more. The goal of linguistics research has been forced to reconsider with the entry of Noam Chomsky in the field. In early 1950s, Noam Chomsky is another very important name that we will be studying later in detail. His initial proposition seems to be a continuation of the work that was done by Zelig Harris. So उनके आइडियाज को आराम से इस फील्ड में एंट्री मिल गई थी. He gave a formal structure of grammatical descriptions by his work Syntactic Structures in 1957, इंडिया के इंडिपेंडेंस के 10 साल बाद, and reviewed a skimmer's book, Verbal Behaviorism, which was kind of a big deal back then. His question, what does indeed a person know if he knows a language, was kind of a page turner. He revolutionized the field of linguistics with his proposal about the biological basis of human linguistic abilities, and is considered to be one of the most dominating figure in the field till date. It's time to wrap up this video, and I will see you again talking about the key areas of linguistics. Till then, don't forget to tap that like, share, subscribe icon. Have a great time, you all. Bye bye.